here at the Eclectic Cottage in Spokane, Washington. Today's Saturday, and for today's video, I went ahead and jumped into a little bit of Christmas. I was kind of wanting to use one of the decoupage papers that I have by Redesign with Prima, along with one of the molds that I've had for a little while from Redesign with Prima, and kind of make something coordinating out of the two different things. And so that's kind of what I did for today's video. I used them to work over some frames that I found in my garage, and I think they turned out really, really cute. I can hardly wait to show them to you. So without further ado, let's get to today's projects. My first project is this cute little frame that I pulled out of my garage. As we were cleaning it, I found a whole stack of frames, and I decided to go ahead and take out the insides of it and get it cleaned up and ready for some paint. So I'm just peeling off the stickers and taking out the inside and then giving it a good cleaning before I get started. Now, I know you guys don't see me paint things red very often, but I kind of wanted to start getting a jump on my holiday displays, and I decided I wanted to use a tad more red this year than I have previous. So this is Maquee by DIY. It's a really pretty kind of barn red, a very nice deep red, and I really like it quite a bit, especially for Christmas. Now I wanted to incorporate some castings from this mold called Trucks by Redesign with Prima with this project. So I am mixing up some 2-part casting resin, and I'm pouring it into the 2 parts of the mold that look like the fronts of old pickup trucks. And I just let that set aside and cure up a little bit, and then I popped those castings out of the mold and set them aside so that they could set up even further. While I was waiting for my castings to completely cure up, I went ahead and did some distressing on the red frame. I really wanted this to have kind of a distressed, antiqued, old world kind of feel to it. So I am definitely doing quite a bit of distressing on this frame and bringing some of that wood through that red paint. Now, if you don't like the look of distressing, obviously you can skip this step, but for me, this was an integral part of the look I was going for. Then it was on to sealing my paint, and I am starting with the castings, which I had already painted with the Maquee color, and I am giving them a good coat of clear wax by DIY, wiping back the excess very, very gently with a dry shop towel. And then I wanted to add a little bit more detail to these, so I grabbed out some black wax by DIY and a tiny little brush, and I'm just putting that black wax anywhere I wanted to kind of darken up the trucks, the grill, the windshield, the tires, any place I wanted to add a little bit of dark detail to them. Then I just carefully wiped back a little bit of the excess, not too much, and then I moved on to the frame. And I'm doing the same procedure here, one good even coat of the clear wax all over the frame, wiping back the excess with a dry shop towel. And for this, I am also going to be using some black wax just to go along the details to make them look a little bit darker and shadowed, and again, give it a little bit more of that antiqued, aged feel. Once I was happy with how the frame was coming out, I went ahead and set it aside and started working again on the interior of the frame. I took the glass and used it to trace out a piece of watercolor paper to use for the backing for the truck castings. I painted it with DIY's little black dress. Very carefully, it kept wrinkling on me, and once it was completely dry, I went ahead and sealed it by just giving it a coat of the Rust-Oleum 2X matte spray. To straighten the paper out, I went ahead and used some spray adhesive to glue it down to a piece of poster board that I could use for the backing of the trucks. I figured this would be a lot more sturdy and stable for the castings to be mounted to. I decided I didn't like the plain black background for the trucks, so I went ahead and used a chip brush and my golden ticket liquid patina by DIY and just dry brushed a little bit of that liquid patina onto my backer board. Then I went ahead and added a little bit of gold wax. It's called Eternal by Redesign with Prima, just with my fingertips, not all over, but just kind of highlighting some of the detail of the trucks. Then I glued them to my backer board using some Tite Bond Quick and Thick, and then the inside of my frame was complete. The last step was to add just a little bit of that gold wax to the frame itself, just to give it a little bit of shine and shimmer. And then it was time to put my frame back together again. And then this project is finished. I really like how this came together. I hope you guys do too. Now, I have been wanting to create a Christmas project with some of the new Redesign with Prima decoupage papers for a while now, and I thought this frame would be perfect for one of them. So this is another one I found out of my garage. It was kind of a booger to get the glass out because the staples were really tight, but I finally succeeded and then went ahead and gave it a good bath. Then it was on to paint, and for this one I'm using Little Black Dress by DIY. It's my favorite black that they have, and I just am giving this one good even coat of the Little Black Dress. It is very highly pigmented and it covers up this dark wood beautifully. Now, since I want both of my frames to coordinate together, I'm going ahead and doing some pretty heavy wet distressing on this frame as well. This is one of the reasons that I love DIY paint. It's very easy to wet distress so that you don't have to use sandpaper and make a dusty mess everywhere. Once I was happy with my distressing, I went ahead and set my frame aside to dry while I worked on the inside of it. For that, I grabbed the artwork that was already in it, and I am just going over the back of it with a good coat of DIY's Crinoline. I couldn't bring myself to throw the artwork away. It's definitely not my taste or style, but I figured this way, whoever buys this frame will get kind of a twofer. Now, I wanted to use this beautiful paper by Redesign with Prima. This one is called Christmas Cargo. It is why I used the trucks molds on the last project, and I thought these would coordinate beautifully together. So I cut out the one image that was almost a perfect size for this piece of board, and I am just giving it a good coat of DIY's liquid patina. So I put down a nice coat of the liquid patina, making sure it's nice and even, and then I flatten my piece out and smooth it out over that coat of liquid patina, and then just work my way down the board until I have the entire thing covered. Once I've got all of my paper down, I just grab some more liquid patina and go over my paper with a really good coat. Now, if you've never used Redesign's decoupage paper, it definitely feels almost more like fabric than tissue paper or regular decoupage paper. So that's kind of why I say use a pretty liberal coat of your medium over the top to seal it. Then I set that aside to dry and moved back to working on my frame. I needed to seal my paint, and I'm using a coat of DIY's clear wax to do that. Now, as I've mentioned before, DIY paint is clay based and can be reactivated with water, which is why wet distressing it is so easy, but it really does need to be sealed. So here I am just wiping back the excess clear wax, and then to really darken up my black paint and make the wood that's popping through look a little bit richer, I'm going over my clear wax with a coat of black wax. I'm just brushing that on with a smaller brush, making sure that I get in all the little nooks and crannies, and then again wiping back the excess with that dry shop towel. As a last step for this frame, I'm again adding just a touch of that Eternal Colored Decor Wax by Redesign with Prima, just using my fingertip to lightly spread a touch of it over the details of this piece. Then it's back to working on the inside of the frame. I needed to cut away the excess paper, so I just used my scissors for that. And you can see there the artwork on the other side. Somebody's going to get a twofer in this project. And once that was done, it was time to clean up my glass, and then I could finally put my piece back together again. I really love how this project came out, and I think it's great because it coordinates really well with the molds that I used in project 1, and so you could use them both together in a display or separately, either one. I hope you guys like them as much as I do. Let me know what you think in the comments below. From here for today, you guys. I know it's kind of a short video. It's amazing how feeling under the weather for one day can really snowball and set you behind. But I hope you did like the projects that I got done for you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. I so appreciate that. And if you haven't already, I would really love it if you would subscribe to my channel and then just hit the little notification bell so you don't miss anything. And then don't forget to drop a comment below and let me know what you thought. Did you like the molds better? Did you like the decoupage paper? Do you like the way they work together? I thought it was just kind of a fun little way to bring those two products together. Anyway, speaking of products, you can purchase the Redesign with Prima, DIY, Sweet Pickins milk paint, and some Recycled Treasures decoupage papers through me at my website, and that's www.theeclecticcottagespokane.com. So check those out there. Still waiting on my DIY order. Hopefully it'll be here soon. I'm hanging out here waiting for an Amazon order anyway, so fingers crossed maybe it'll show up this afternoon. We'll see. Anyway, for Tuesday's video, in all honesty, I was really hoping to go out on a junk run tomorrow. However, in this whole getting the house ready to go on the market thing, we realized we were going to have to paint our kitchen cabinets, which I thought, okay, we can do this. Well, we got about halfway done, hated the color, had to start over again, and I can't, in good mind, leave my poor husband there to continue painting all by himself all day tomorrow. So I have a feeling I'm going to be stuck painting my kitchen cabinets tomorrow rather than going on a junk run. That being said, I will come up with something. I do have a little table that I was going to try and fit into this video today that's darn near done. So that will probably be in the video if I don't go on a junk run. So anyway, stay tuned for that on Wednesday. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend and the beginning of the week treats you really well, and that you'll be here and join me on Wednesday for that video. Until then, have a great week, and I will see you then. Bye.